Welcome. In this video, we shall be looking at energy sources. There are different sources of energy, so we want to look at them. Learning outcome. At the end of this video, you will be able to define energy, what energy is all about, understand energy sources, give the types of energy sources. You will be able to understand renewable energy, explain what non-renewable energy is all about, define carbon footprint, and give the differences between renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Energy, as we all know, is very essential to our lives. It's a fundamental pillar that drives our daily lives. Our body needs energy to function and to perform physical activities. The technological age in which we live needs a reliable energy supply for heating, lighting, communication, transportation, food production, manufacturing of goods, and even services, and many others. So energy is really very essential to our life, and we cannot do without it. Energy is the ability or capacity to do work. We can also define energy as the property of matter that can be converted into work, heat, and radiation. Let's look at the sources of energy, what energy sources is all about. An energy source is a natural source or man-made resources from which we obtain the energy we need to run our lives. Energy sources, they are the resources, both natural and man-made, from which we draw the energy needed to meet our daily needs. And this can be used to light our home, power our car, heat water, or even charge our electronic devices, among others. The main sources of energy are solar energy, that is energy from the sun, wind energy, energy from the wind, hydroelectric energy, that is energy from the flow of water, fossil energy, energy from coal, oil, and gas. We have nuclear energy, energy from nuclear reaction. Geothermal energy is another source of energy. Energy from earth heat, biomass energy, that is energy from biological materials. So generally, these are the sources of energy. And these sources of energy can be classified into a renewable energy source, which we call non-conventional energy source, and non-renewable energy source, which one can call conventional energy source. So the sources of energy we just looked at can be categorized into two: renewable energy source or non-conventional energy source, and non-renewable energy source or conventional energy source. Let's look at each of them. Renewable energy source. What is it all about? Renewable energy is the energy derived from natural sources that are replenished at a higher rate than they are consumed. It is the energy that comes from a source that will not run out. They will not run out. The more you use them, day in, day out, they continue to replenish itself. They are natural and self-replenishing and usually have a low or zero carbon footprint. Thus, they are environmentally friendly. Because renewable energy have low or zero carbon footprint, they are environmentally friendly. What is carbon footprint? Let's look at it. A carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbon, and methane released into the atmosphere by person, organization, event, or even product. It is a measure of the impact human activities have on the environment, and it is typically expressed in tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per year. So the total amount of greenhouse gases released by person, by organization, by event, or by the use of a product, that total amount released, we call it carbon footprint. Let's look at factors that contribute to carbon footprint. One, we have transportation, emission from vehicles, planes, and ships contribute to carbon footprint. We also have goods and services, environmental impact of manufacturing and service industry also release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. We have energy use, electricity and fuel consumption in home and industry also releases greenhouse gases. And the last one here is food consumption. Greenhouse gases, they are released from agriculture and food processing. So these are the contributor to carbon footprint. Okay, let's look at an example of renewable energy. We have solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectric energy, geothermal energy, biomass, and tidal waves. These are all examples of renewable energy. Like we say, they are energy that cannot be run out. They replenish itself, like the sun. Each day the sun comes out in the morning, and we use the energy in the evening towards sunset. You see that the sun will set, and the following day it keeps coming out. So it replenishes itself. So these are the example of what? Renewable energy. Let's look at non-renewable energy. There are those that exist in limited quantity and are depleted with use. That is, the more you use them, the more the energy sources reduce. So non-renewable sources are not sustainable in the long run because with time it deplenish, and it can go into, it can be exhausted with time. So these resources are made from the remains of ancient animal and plant that developed over millions of years deep beneath the ground into what we call fossil fuel. So energy such as gas, coal, and oil that we normally call fossil fuel, they are the non-renewable energy, and they are not sustainable, like we have earlier seen. Okay, let's look at what is non-renewable energy. Fossil fuel is not it's a non-renewable energy. It's an example of non-renewable energy. Oil, coal, natural gas. You buy oil, fuel, you put in your car. As you drive for some kilometers, some distance, you discover that it is exhausted. And you need to put another one. If not, you can't continue with the journey. So it's an example of a non-renewable energy. Nuclear fuel too, such as uranium. All these are examples of what? Non-renewable energy. Okay, let's look at differences between renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources, like we say, they are inexhaustible and never run out. While non-renewable energy sources, they can be exhausted and they may run out eventually. Non-renewable energy sources, they don't cause any pollution, while non-renewable energy releases smoke and ash, which contribute to pollution. Let's look at the third difference. Renewable energy resources, they are less expensive and they are also simple to manage. While in the case of the non-renewable energy, the upkeep, the storage, and the transmission of these sources are exceedingly costly. Let's look at the fourth one example. We have solar, biomass, wind, biogas, tidal, thermal energy as some of the examples of renewable energy. While in the case of non-renewable, examples include coal, natural gas, petroleum, and nuclear power. These are some of the examples of non-renewable energy. So these are the differences between renewable energy source and non-renewable energy source. This is what we just explained in a pictorial form. Renewable energy, non-renewable, they are inexhaustible, The renewable energy, they are inexhaustible, while the non-renewable, they can be exhausted with time. Non-renewable energy causes no pollution, while the non-renewable energy pollute the environment and they are not environmentally friendly. The renewable energy, they are less expensive, while the non-renewable, they are costly. So this is the pictorial to further portray, explain what we just looked at in the difference between renewable and the non-renewable energy sources. So in our next video, we shall be looking at each of these energy sources. The solar energy, we shall look at it, what it's all about, the sources, how we can use it to generate electricity, how we can use it to heat our environment. We shall also look at wind energy, how we can use wind energy as a renewable energy, as an alternative energy. We shall also look at hydroelectric energy, how we use it to generate electricity. We shall equally look at fossil energy, from coal, from oil, from natural gas, how we generate electricity using fossil energy. We shall also look at nuclear energy, how it is used to generate energy through nuclear reactors. We shall look at the geothermal energy, what it's all about, how it can be used to heat building using heater, and also to generate electricity. We shall also look at biomass energy, how it is used as a renewable energy to generate electricity. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.